Morning, YouTube, Saturday, and let's get right to it. We're going to be talking about relationship lies. And this is all relationships. This is parents, children, spouses, boyfriend, girlfriend. So I'll be touching on a couple of these. And don't worry, the video's not going to be too long. I know your attention span's not that long. First of all, these people who are talking about soulmates. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Run away from these people as fast as you possibly can. Now, I do understand that some of you out there are married and you're with the person who says that you are their soulmate. Now, a well-adjusted person has multiple relationships. It doesn't mean that they all have to be good friends. They could be acquaintances, they could be family relationships. Uh, they could be many multiple relationships, but these are the people who you basically reflect off of or deflect off of. In other words, these multiple relationships in your life challenge you on many ends. They challenge you to determine what type of person you really are. They're not always what we would classify as good relationships, but they're relationships that challenge you to help you to understand more of what type of person that you are. Your brothers, your sisters, your stuff like that. I mean, these people in your relationships, they are the ones that help you determine what kind of person you are. So the idea that your husband is your soulmate is a person who's usually maladjusted, narcissistic. Usually they have no friends or very few friends, and they have been searching for a person to that they can unload all of their nonsense on, and you are helpless. In fact, you're probably one of the most miserable people in the world because you are solely responsible for their happiness. If they're having a good day, that's good, but usually rarely have very good days. Most of their days are bad, and everything is your fault. If they're not happy, your fault. Because remember, you're their soulmate. And so when the souls are not, linked up right, then obviously, you're the problem. And a lot of women believe in this nonsense about soulmates. It's a bunch of nonsense, and it's a trap, man. So don't fall for it. A woman start talking that nonsense, soon she let it utter out of her. I mean, soon she let that crap out of her mouth. If you're dating her, just go along with the date. Pretend like you like her. Man, do not lose that chick's number, man, as soon as possible. Now, the reason I say women, it's not to be sexist or whatever. I mean, a lot of people like to throw labels on people, but whatever. I don't care. But it's not to be sexist or anything like that. But women are the ones who talk this nonsense about soulmate. The majority of the time. Every now and then you'll find an effeminate man who speaks like this, but usually he's somebody who was raised by his mother, and his father had no influence in his life whatsoever. Those are only men that talk nonsense like that. Another maladjusted person is that my daughter is my best friend. Again, this is usually particularly women. Men usually don't say nonsense like that, but or even the daughters say it. My mom is my best friend. Let me tell you something. The reason that we knew that Michael Jackson there was something wrong with him is that if your child is your best friend, now a person who is usually intellectually inept, if they are your best friend, speaks volumes to you. Again, men, if you run into a woman who says that her daughter is her best friend, or you even hear the daughter say that my mother is my best friend, run, don't walk away from her as fast as possible. I mean, to even think that a child could be equal to an adult, is to say that this is my best friend, tells you, again, you're dealing with a maladjusted person. It's not necessarily narcissistic, but a person who is so needy that, again, if you hook up with her, she is always going to pit her daughter against you. Anytime you guys have an argument, it's always going to be that you don't love her child. She's the one that when you meet her, she's talking about, well, if you don't, to accept me, you have to accept my children. Because usually, more often than not, if a guy is dating you and you have children, he's already accepted your children by virtue that he's dating you. I'm talking about dating you. I'm not talking about sleeping with you. I'm talking about someone who goes out in public with you and you're actively dating, courting. So he's already accepted them just by virtue of his actions. So this woman right here, you definitely want to stay away from. I mean, she's certifiably insane. So make sure you stay away from it. And America, or I guess Western society, they're producing these people, man, in droves. I think there's a machine somewhere in North Dakota, man. They're producing these women, and they're spreading these crazy ideas, man, all over the nation. The next one is these people who believe that these Facebook people. They believe that because they have a million friends, and Twitter people too, they think that these people are actually their friends. Now, again, these people are insane, and they really believe that people really like them, and and it could be celebrities. It doesn't matter. It could be an average person, but again, America breeds these idiots. They actually do everything they can to please people who don't even like them. Now, this is the reason why these psychiatrists and things still have a job. These people are certifiably insane. I mean, they are truly mentally ill. That's the reason mental health has just gone through the roof, in my opinion. You got these people who actually believe that they get on Facebook, tell people all their business, people comment, and people come and support them and do all this other nonsense. These people are not your friends. They come to you because they're probably facing some of the same issues, and especially if you're a woman, you're on TV, you're on Facebook and things, and you got all these women coming to your aid talking about, yeah, you're right, da 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 da. This is what's happening. Your husband doesn't like you, and their husband doesn't like them either. So of course you're going to be of kindred spirits because both of you are very unlikable. Mostly all of your relationships are superficial, and your friends don't even like you. This is how you know. You know when you have a real friend who will tell you when you're wrong. I'm talking about they don't just take sides, take your side in every position. In fact, they're the people who challenge you to consider the other person's side. That's what a friend does. A friend is not just a person who comes to your aid when you're locked up, or if you get arrested with the police, or if you've done something, they just come arbitrarily to your side and just agree with everything that you say. That's not your friend. That's just a person who is insane. And I think the last one I'm going to talk about is these parents who have this delusional relationship with their children, thinking that their children can do no wrong. Now, obviously, if you're a man or a woman and you try to get in relationships with these people, again, run, do not walk away from these people. They're certifiably insane. They believe that their children, and these are the ones who actually put their kids on medication because they don't believe that it's their kid's fault. These are the people who always believe that it's the teacher's fault. They believe that, if you're on Facebook and something, God forbid, happens to their child, they want to blame somebody on Facebook for calling their kids names. These are the people who believe in bullying. They believe that everybody bullies them. I'm not saying there's no such thing as a bully. I mean, all people have experienced bullies, but they're so narcissistic that they think everything and everybody is against them. They're the ones that are on the job. They're some of the laziest people in the world. They're the ones that's on the job that anytime something goes wrong, it's always racial. It's always some issue other than them being incompetent. And they go home and they translate that stuff to their kids, and they think their kids can do no wrong. Usually their kids are non-athletic, and they go to all the games. They buy all the uniforms. Their kid obviously cannot compete. Their kids can't compete really on any level, whether it be academics or whether it be athletics. But they are so delusional that they actually believe that their kids, or there's something special about their kids. Like George Carlin said, your kids are only special to you. They're not special to other people. Even your close friends, your kids are not that special to you, and they shouldn't be. It's not. That's not normal. Your children should be. Your children are important to you. They're not really that important to other people. Now, that is not to say that people don't want. No, I mean that's not to say that people want something bad to happen to your kids. No, but your kids are only important to you. They're not that important to other people. So anyway, those are the 4 groups of people that you need to be aware of, and watch the relationships that you have with your children. If you have parents this way, when you turn 18, leave the house, get married, go on a sabbatical, go to Afghanistan, do something. You need to depart them because they're insane, and then they're going to make you insane as well. All right, peace.